Elon Musk and SEC are friends again. Well, maybe not friends, but at least they finally agreed on a settlement. I know it's a second one. The first one happened last year, and breaking that, at least that's what the SEC felt, led to this whole drama again. But it looks like they've settled. Judge still has to approve this, but essentially, what they came up with is a do not tweet list for Elon Musk. Literally, like a list of stuff not to do that you would leave to for your teenagers when you going out of town. Like don't burn the house down. Don't drag the cat by its tail. Don't invite 300 of your friends and have a party, right? Like that kind of list. But overall, I think it's good for both parties. So I'll tell you all about it next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric! Welcome to E4 Electric, where we don't have any type of do not tweet list just yet. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so this is pretty cool. As you know, Elon Musk and SEC have been kind of a bit of a war over the 420 tweet when he tweeted out that he's taking the company private. That's 420 because it's weird. Well, you know the story, right? They settled, and then he once again tweeted out about the projection of how many cars they're going to make this year. Then his lawyers got a hold of him, but it was kind of too late. So SEC came back and said they're going to hold it in contempt of court. They went back and forth in front of the judge. First by writing, then actually in court. But judge told them that they need to be grown-ups and settle this between themselves, because if she has to decide that, she said that no one's going to be happy, as usually the case is. If you've ever been in court or watch Judge Judy, you know that almost never both parties are happy when the judge ends up making his or her decision. So they went in there and they asked for an extra week. Can we sleep for another 5 minutes, Mom? Okay, all right. So they got that granted, and so finally they came up with a settlement. I believe it's Friday night. Late Friday night on the East Coast when they finally came up with this. And I gotta tell you, this is pretty good. I'm surprised that Elon even kind of agreed to it, though. Not sure if he had any choices, because this is a very detailed list of what he cannot say. I don't know if you noticed, lately his tweets have been pretty fun and playful, and it looks like he's taking it seriously, at least for the time being. All right, so let's go over the settlement. I know I'm going to throw some quotes on here. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just going to give you a general sense of what it is that he's not allowed to do. And there's one tweet that he literally broke the rules as they were writing the rules. So I thought it was kind of funny, or maybe sad. I don't know, either way. But let's go over this. So the first one is there. I know this is kind of funny too. So basically, they're saying he has to obtain the pre-approval of an experienced securities lawyer employed by the company of any written communication that contains information regarding any of the following topics. And that's where the list starts. I just thought it was kind of funny that it's like, yeah, you can go to your intern who's taking some law classes online, has to be an experienced securities lawyer. So anyway, I'm sure they have a couple of those laying around somewhere. Dust them off a little bit and make some use of them. And okay, so let's go onto the list. Okay, so this is the stuff that they're not saying he cannot tweet about it. I just want to be very clear. They're saying that the lawyers need to go over it so he's not misleading us because he got too excited or too high or whatever it is that might be the case. Okay, the company's financial conditions, statements, or results, including earnings or guidance. Okay, I think this is pretty self-explanatory and good. I hope you guys agree that it is good. Potential or proposed mergers, acquisitions, all of that stuff also. I mean, this is something that can obviously affect the stock. Now this is a long one, but they're essentially saying, this is where he got in trouble with in the first place, right? Production numbers or sales or delivery numbers, whether actual, forecasted, or projected, that have not been previously published via pre-approved written communications issued by the company. So this is also pretty reasonable. Basically, if they haven't released an official statement about it, if he wants to release new information to us, attorneys need to look at it and say, you're kind of, this is too made up. We don't have any proof for this. You should probably not do that. So that makes sense. Now, the next one is the one literally as they were writing it. He sent out a tweet breaking that very rule. Now, of course, there's no punishment for that because they haven't settled on that, but I've just thought it was probably not something that was probably, it wasn't helping is what I'm saying. All right, before I get to that tweet, just want to remind you that this channel and this video is sponsored by Byton. Check out the all-electric SUV called Ambi that's coming to the US and Europe scheduled for next year. Over 50,000 reservations around the world. You should be one of them. If you're not, there's obviously still time and absolutely no money down. It takes about 60 seconds. Go to Byton.com or there's a link in the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. And they only start at $45,000. So I don't know why you wouldn't. Okay, so let's get to that tweet. Okay, let's get first to the rule. So again, he has to seek approval when he announces new or proposed business lines that are unrelated to then existing business lines. Presently includes vehicles, transportation, and sustainable energy products. Well, guess what he did? We all know about this one, right? When he essentially announced an electric leaf blower. Not really sure why leaf blower? I mean, I just did a review about a lawnmower all electric, and I'm going to do another one about the water pressure, device that's all electric. What the hell? I forget what you call it. Oh, it just got switched. And so I'm not sure why they picked up, but either way, it is definitely a new product. It's probably not really. I'm assuming just kind of popped into his head. It's not like that blueprints and the production line for this or whatever. So this would not be allowed. I mean, it would be allowed, except for attorneys would have to say, hey, Elon, you have like any plans for reals, or you're just like dreaming right now? So that was kind of interesting. All right, let's move on. Projection, forecasts, or estimate numbers regarding the company's business. Now, this is exactly what he got in trouble for. So this is great. Basically, he cannot just spit out numbers of stuff that he hopes. They have to be backed by company's business plan or company's plans or projections or something that was already said. Then we move on to events regarding company securities. Now, this is a little bit boring, but definitely necessary. The next was non-public legal or regulatory findings or decisions. I think this is something that's very vague, but also, I mean, it's better to check on that rather than not. Oh yeah, so any event requiring the filing of a Form 8K by the company with the Securities Exchange Commissions. Basically, it's anytime there's change control of the company or change in the company's directors, and there's I put ... because there's like they list all of those things that are if the top executive staff of the board members change, obviously this needs to be vetted. Now let's get to the last one, and this one I am surprised that Tesla kind of agreed to it, though I still think this is good, but it's just so vague. I'm surprised that Elon agreed to this. Check this out. It says, such other topics as the company or the majority of the independent members of its board of directors may request, if it or they believe pre-approval of communications regarding such additional topics would protect the interests of the company's shareholders. Don't get me wrong. This is great. They're essentially saying, okay, well, here's the list, but there's more stuff that the company needs. And now it's very vague when I say the company. What does that mean? Does it mean board of directors? Does it mean like all exact? So that's very vague. I guess it's good in some sense, but I'm not sure why like Elon's attorneys did not make them clarify that. But here's the thing: the majority, like they specifically say, the majority of the independent members of its board of directors. So they're essentially leaving this in the hands of the independent directors on the board, which is the whole point of the board of directors, is kind of oversee the executive staff, including the CEO. If just the independent members, if the majority of them decides that list needs to be lengthened and having some other things added, they can just do that, and Elon has to abide by that. Now, that's pretty ballsy, but good for Elon to actually agreeing to that, because this really does look like it will protect interests of the company. This does look like, something that Tesla can figure out between themselves, and SEC doesn't have to, involve themselves into this and cause more drama and obviously stock going down and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool on both sides to implement this. Let me know, do you like all these rules? Do you think that this is good for the company or bad for the company? Would you add something else or subtract from that list? Definitely let me know. But before that, of course, don't forget to subscribe to our VIP list. This is where you get all awesome, I mean, we got some good feedback from this, and we've been sending them out every week, exclusive news stories that we don't, just don't have time to do here, but they're still very cool. Go to e4electric.com/VIP so you can sign up for free. We're going to send out some exclusive offers so you can save money on electric products, electric car related products. So it's really cool. So definitely, it takes like 3 seconds. The link is also in the description description of this video as well. All right, looking forward to your comments, guys. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.